Choosing power amplifier. Brand? Not have to. Watt, ohm? Yes. Class? Professional use Class H. Sound? Try before buy. That's the RBT video this time, where the power amplifier is a heavy worker who drives and controls the loudspeaker movement. How about Class H? The basis for the selection was from the study of electronics at ITS with similar information on the web, be it Wikipedia, companies and power amplifier experts as well as others. Please be wise and do not rush to choose based on unilateral specifications. We say that because of 20 years of involvement in 2 professional sound rentals with Class A, B, H, D power amplifiers, including training by Harman Asia engineers for JBL products, Crown, power amplifiers Class D, Soundcraft, BSS. There is also direct guidance from the CEO and sound engineer from Italy on loudspeaker and simulation, power amplifier and loudspeaker management system, LMS. Heat, this needs to be considered because it determines the lifetime of the power amplifier, while the power class will give a different sound. The reviews in this video are based on theory, expert opinions, and our experience in using power amplifiers of various classes. There are Class A, B, Class H, and Class D, starting from 1995 until now. Class A, B is generally used because of its simple circuit configuration with great sound quality. Class A, B's constraint is the output stage, which always requires drive voltage for maximum output, resulting in a lot of heat dissipation. Various methods have been developed to overcome this weakness, including Class H and Class D. Class H uses a power supply that tracks the input signal to vary the voltage across the output transistors, about 6 volts above the current required voltage. That's the technical explanation, which means the Class H power supply is always sufficient. Class D amplifier is also known as a switching power amplifier. Class D amplifiers work off pulse width modulation. It converts the input signal into a stream of pulses. Class D amplifiers are often misinterpreted as digital amplifier. The benefits of a Class D, efficient, unlike Class A amplifiers which are constantly at full power, Class D amplifiers power switches on and off. They can be smaller as they do not have a big transformer and capacitors. Easy to install and easy to store away as they don't get hot like a Class A amplifier would. Does the job for most things. Disadvantages of Class D: some people do not like the sound provided by Class D amplifiers because it sounds very digital, less thick in bass response transients and generally lacking in high fidelity. There is something that needs to be said for the use of large watts on the power amplifier. Don't force it to use a 2 ohm load, especially Class D. Engineer Harman only recommends 3 in 1, 3 in parallel equals 2.67 ohms. Second, don't link between speakers but use your own wires and in parallel at the speaker terminals. Mr. Bob McCarthy conveys this in relation to the damping factor, which also means that the speaker wires are as short as possible and sufficiently. Conclusion from all this: Class H is favored because essentially Class H is Class AB with a variable power supply that follows the input voltage. On the other hand, Class D has 90% efficiency, but the frequency response is less high fidelity. So we say don't buy the brand because the Crown Series D is Class H is good and can be found on TV stations. Class H fellows must have different types of sound, depending on the design of the power amplifier circuit. Examples of Class H: Crest Audio, Carver, HH, Sound Standard, Ashley, SPL Audio. So on the cover we convey the sound try, read, pitted, first before buying. Good luck! Thanks for watching the video, and please subscribe if like the video, to further commenting and asking the thing that we need to inform. RBT Audio Production @gmail.com